I know, no
Well,
great loss, but just occasion.
okay. Welcome everybody to Friday Night at the Crib. You're welcome to join us. I will go ahead and post the link again on the chat screen to your right, and hope everybody's having a glorious, glowing seas. I noticed in my particular sector, the participation is significantly down from last raid, but I think with, as long as you have, if you participated in the last raid and were successful, it seems like with just a little time and a little technique, you might be able to catch a hold of this one. So I guess we'll introduce everybody. Well, Mike has stepped away, and we have Senior Daniel. Well, maybe Daniel stepped away as well.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Two Doors.
Science.
Barry and Hart.
And remember, folks, if it ain't broke, you ain't trying.
And this is Hefe. So, how's everybody's raid going?
Pretty good for me.
Okay.
I've got a Savage and 3 Phoenixes. Thank you to TSM for the macro stuff. I'm using that because otherwise it would just suck. I started on A's. It took pretty cheap repair on the A's, and now I'm doing S's for 10 minutes real time and about 45 to 50 minutes repair. I'm going to be on track for getting everything I want, which is the new, everything I really want, which is the new Phoenix and the tokens at the end of the night. And afterwards, we'll see about maybe a second flagship or other things.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of was one of my thoughts as far as let's say somebody's going to be able to get 40 million and you already have the Phoenixes from the previous raid. Would you get the flagship, or would you get 4 corrosive charge armors to throw on your ship, your existing ships, or the ones that you could build in the next month?
It's a little cheaper for the 4.
I say always get the flagship. Honestly.
But the flagship will be there next time.
We hope.
Well, it's stuck around.
Probably not the.
If you don't have it, if you don't have it now, if you don't have the corrosives now,
yeah,
your fleet's probably not done, and I'm sure you can entertain yourself in getting a build for ships. Sorry.
Well, what I'm saying with the 12, if you're limited, if you're not going to be getting 120 million points or 300 million points or one of those crazy numbers, and you already own the Phoenix and the specials and whatnot, and you didn't get the corrosive armor previous raid, would you get the flagship, and then maybe maybe the agility system, one agility system 4 or something, even though they're frightfully expensive at this point, or would you get the flagship for next raid? Which one do you think would be more advantageous to you, to own the flagship or have a corrosive panel on each one of your ships?
Corrosive panel. You'll get your build of 4 ships done by the second raid, and then you'll have 4 ships, and if you have a Savage, there's a reasonable flagship, and if not, well, 3 Phoenixes is doing fantastic already, and you can just get the flagship next time and build it by the end of the raid cycle.
Yeah, I mean, that was sort of my thought as well. I mean, of course, they're going to change things, but the things associated with that haul, increased damage, a little bit of combat speed, projectile speed, and then that berserk mode. Yeah, I guess if the targets were the same, it's sort of a toss up. Yeah, but I think I would lean panels as well.
From my experience in these targets, I'd hate to not have panels. I think that would just make things significantly worse in terms of damage taken.
Well, I'm going to readily admit I've only been hitting the 60s. I only have 2 Phoenixes absolutely completed. I will have at least 2 more done for next raid. I have both corrosive and pen on both of them, and I forget their exact name on it, but the one missile, whenever, and it literally hits almost every single time. And when it hits the Phoenixes, I get the green glow, which usually indicates that I'm taking corrosive damage. And every target that I have hit, some of them I've had to actually go back out and reset my corrosive. That soaks up a lot of damage that the ship itself could be taking, thereby reducing repair times. So, I would have to argue, go for the charged armors. They make a world of difference.
Yeah, because the other thing is, I don't think that at this point, and you're probably going to run into that problem next time, is with the build time of the flagship, it's going to be difficult to get that thing done by VXP weekend. Get it out on the water before VXP weekend, unless you plan to store up a bunch of tokens, or I don't know, because I wish the decision would be a little easier for me if they chopped 3 or 4 days off of the build time of the gut spill Phoenix.
Well, the inverse on that as well. If it's going to push to get it for this VXP weekend, paired for next raid, next VXP, you could be running into the same argument at that point.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it makes it a tough argument.
Yeah. It wasn't really the inverse. That's what I was saying. So I'm not sure you're exactly what you're solving, except for they need to push for, unless they reduce build times. That's what I was saying. If they chop 3 days off the build time, or you make sure you have as many build tokens as possible, or you're able to complete it on the first couple of hours next time. And that's the other thing that would save you, because the person that only is going to be getting around 40 million, they're going to be getting that on Monday, not on Thursday.
And on Monday it's too late.
Yeah.
You would need 8 days of FM tokens saved up to be somewhat close, and even then I don't think you can put a range extender on there. So
yeah. So yeah, they need to. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm. I guess I'm adding to the. I think I think we agreed before I asked the question, Brian. But yeah, I would go with the corrosive panels in order to allow you to get the 40 million points in time next go around, assuming you don't have to unlock something next time.
And I'm happy that I was able to access the unlock store just by owning a prize, just like they said in the briefing, because it's been wrong before, and I was going to flip a table if that happened.
Yeah, the corrosive armor is kind of vital, I guess.
It's a luxury item, but
No, it's not luxury anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like we haven't really tested it without the corrosive, so we can't really tell for sure. I've had a fantastic time with it, but I don't want to do it without it.
Yeah. Yep. So,
well, if you're using only one, like I'm only using one of the charged armors of each missile and the corrosive, and as soon as that depletes, I'm taking massive amount of damage. So
well, I only have a pen. I didn't you know, I wasn't in the mood last raid to try and push forward, and I'm not sure in the mood this time to get the zillion points. I mean, there's people out there that are doing it, but like I said, my sector last time, number 101 had over 160 million points. I would expect probably 30 people to, no, not 30. I mean, there's a huge drop off after the first 4 or 5. You're in my sector, Daniel.
Yeah.
I mean, this sector, everybody pretty much got all the new stuff. Last sector, well, over 100 people did. And it's not looking that way this go round. So that's why I was trying to figure out the people that are trying to go for the bare minimum, either because they don't have the equipment or they don't have the desire, how to best prepare for the next raid in the cycle.
Yeah.
I know with my sector, which isn't too far away from you guys, if y'all are where you used to be. Like last month, we weren't as busy and heavy hitting as you guys, but I mean, we probably had 20, 25, maybe 30 people that were in easily the 100 million plus. I mean, 250 was our top point earner last month, but this month I'm in the top 10 and I don't even have 6 million points yet.
Yeah. And Cuttlefish has a good question in chat, and we were talking about this in the pre-show. What's going on with the countermeasures? And, is there a point in having switchblades or phalanxes and that brimstone-looking thing, which doesn't act like a brimstone, but it's the same graphic as the old brimstone that you can have in your base if you've been playing long enough. It's supposed to MIRV when countermeasured. I've never seen it MIRV, and I have never seen my phalanxes fire.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a burst of smoke there, but I've never seen it get shot down.
I've seen my phalanx fire,
Mm-hmm.
but
what was it firing at?
My phalanx, the brimstone missile that you gentlemen are talking about, and sometimes it will shoot it down, but its accuracy is incredibly poor based on what I have equipped on the ship. It has about a 95% accuracy, I want to say. I forgot to X that, but it's nowhere near. I imagine that missile has at least 50% countermeasure evade, if not more.
Yeah. But it's supposed to, in the description that Doom gave us, it's supposed to MIRV when countered. And then if you have plenty of countermeasures, you can shoot those down. But yeah, because the old brimstone was dumbfire. It was like the Halo. It was the Reaver Halo / arc missile / angry arc, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this one has a different mechanism.
These aren't dumbfire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, these ones aren't.
No.
They use an old graphic and change, like I said, change the mechanism.
Maybe here's a thought: like maybe they're MIRVing like at the last minute, and the countermeasure doesn't have enough time to catch the MIRV.
I don't know. I guess I could watch some people's videos and see if I can see it. But when I'm playing in real time, I don't see the MIRVing. And some people, and I'm wondering, it seems like the people that are doing much better than others are the people that have 4 Phoenixes relative to the people with 3. And just due to the increased firepower. Or Brian, are you running 3 in a Savage Kodiak?
3 in a Savage.
Yeah. So yeah, that plus 50% reload is making it's a ship and a half, right? So yeah, you're at 4.5 ships or close to it. No. Okay, well, no. Okay, you're probably at 1 more ship. Yeah, we'd have to do the math on the other reloads because has a fairly low reload bonuses relative to, say, the Apollo or anything like that. Because it's, what's the number, like plus 40?
The base hull is plus 40.
It's
I
it's
think-
about it's about
And then-
one more. The cycle time goes from 1 second to 0.8, so you're getting an increase in DPS of 20%. So it's about one more ship.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's about, and the thing that, I mean, I don't really see my my charged missile armor doesn't really seem to deplete that much when I'm running through a target. And so if you have if you don't have the Savage Kodiak or you strapped it, I mean, this one may be a more archaic call. Well, it's actually newer, but less likely people still have them around, is the Grimshine's Wrath, which adds the penetrating reload, but it does not add the plus 50% defense. Might provide similar results because besides that one, I'm not seeing a real ton of missile damage going on because it's mostly just corrosive. That's from what I'm been able to see. And I might just be set up because I have 90. I forget what the number is. High 90s as far as penetrative resistance.
Well, but the thing is too, because some weapons have a primary and a secondary damage type.
Yeah.
What if that missile is both penetrative and corrosive, but you only see the corrosive particle effect?
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing it light up. I'm seeing my my ships light up, but I'm not seeing a real depletion in the pool. Is what I'm saying. I'm not sure how much damage is actually going on there because my pool isn't depleted. I'm assuming I'm just mostly taking corrosive damage when I'm hitting these targets.
Yeah.
Mine is depleting, both my pen and my corrosive. But again, I'm only doing 60s. But yeah, both of them are depleting. A lot of times I drive wrong and have to actually go reset the target so that my charged armor will replenish.
Wow, and at 60s you're getting that. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because
Is anybody else running
depleting
that?
on the
You're depleting
hundreds.
your corrosive or missile?
The corrosive. Like it seems
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. As far as I'm not seeing my missile pool. I mean, it might be. I'll go. Hit an 85. It'll be down 20%. So I'm making the assumption that there's not a huge amount of missile damage going on there.
Whoa.
But
So sorry, did the math. So no, the corrosive armor. It's got the pool is 63,750, and its damage reduction is 525. So, assuming that every shot deals more than 525 corrosive damage, which I'm not sure I like that even in B sets, but I guess that's the case. You need to be taking 121, a little over that, shots to fully deplete your pool.
okay.
So, what are you doing?
I've been suffering with a lot of lag, and I know you guys are going to freak out when I say this, but for once, it was not Kicksai's fault.
Okay.
I know how that goes, man. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to blame Kick when it's not their fault, okay? I blame them for plenty that is their fault. I don't need to blame them for what isn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. I forget what I was going to say next. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Anything else?
Okay.
Anybody?
So I'm looking at this picture.
I feel like I just got nined.
I'm looking at this picture, and it just made me twitch. So I guess there's a $10 Apollo fleet offer, a limited time offer. And a gentleman a while back posted the build, and it looks like it's got 8 Scorias, 2 Phalanx 3s, 3 D5 COs, 2 D2 COs, Speed System 5, Guided Missile System, Reactive Armor 3, Frontline Countermeasure System, and carbon fiber casing. Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
I think it
dun,
even has the
dun,
the new
dun.
missile.
No, that's the
What's the
Scoria.
new missile called?
No, that's the Scoria.
That's the Scoria.
If
No,
that was
yeah,
a
the
Talon, I would flip a table. I'm a little weirded out by the fact that the carbon fiber casing is there.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, yeah, that is. I mean, it's odd. I mean, it's to keep people. I mean, I didn't get the offer because I have Apollos and I have carbon fiber casing. I'm curious to see how they limited that because I actually saw the people that got the. Wait, did the people with the free one, the free? I'm more weird. I'm more freaked out by the people with the Skyfire carriers. A friend of mine has his friend. He sent me the picture of his friend's Doc who hasn't played in 3 months, and they got 10 Skyfire carriers built and ranked to 29%.
Ah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and
Double thing.
I mean, not 5, 10. So I figured out that was it was about $580 in gold, and I thought that was, you know, that was even more ridiculous than spending $9 for built Apollos and getting the carbon fiber casing. And so, and has anybody actually seen or tried or seen anybody effectively use the Apollos? And if so, in which target?
I have not.
Because the only limitation I would see, would be the stunning. And if we could figure out how and why, and if anybody in the chat, I mean, we've been talking about it, figure out when the stunning occurs. And I only see it happen when I have 3 drones fairly close to me and the healing ship is within range is when I see it occur. If I have 2 that are fairly close means 100 and something range. That's when I see it occur. But if somebody has figured it out in chat, because I don't think anybody here has figured it out. No, they don't seem to figure it out.
I don't. I've barely tried 180 level. I think I tried an 81, and 2 Phoenixes will not pull it off.
All right,
I've been just hitting on 60s, and they do not stun in 60s.
Right.
Yeah, I've never. Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm doing 100 right now, and I noticed I left halfway because I noticed that the red one is the missile armor, right? And the
Yep.
green one is the corrosive, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
So I had basically nothing on the red bar, and I had like half on the green bar, just off the first pack of ships. So
If I remember right, doesn't the drones, even though it looks like a gun, doesn't it actually do pen damage?
Probably, because I'm not fast enough to outrun them.
It triggers my corrosive charged armor.
It
Maybe it
triggers
doesn't.
my missile. It must be a combo.
Huh? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
probably.
Yeah, because I only have missile in mine, so I see the missile charged armor light up when I get hit by those. And my real pet peeve, I should have taken a screenshot of it. My real pet peeve and where I'm taking the majority of my damage in this raid is when I'm trying to outrun the drones and the Adobe Flash Player warning of you were in full screen, would you like to exit? If so, push escape, pops up in the middle of the screen and covers up all the drones that are chasing after me, and I have to assume where they are at that point in time. And then that fades away, and then I have significantly more damage on my ship than I did before.
Gotta figure out how to get rid of that.
I don't play in full screen.
Okay. Yes, neither does Daniel.
Yeah.
So does anybody else in chat play in full screen besides me?
I play in full screen all the time.
I can't
I'm
play
not
in
in
full
chat.
screen.
I'm not in chat, but I play in full screen all the time.
I'm not in chat, but I typically play in full screen, and I've had that happen, but usually by that point in time, I'm just running full steam and letting the drones catch up, and I'm shooting at them and missing them with 110% of the missiles.
Mhm. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
Just-
I'll put you on present, Daniel.
All right. Let me. Okay, so I got attacked. I got attacked with the second pack of drones that were right here, and this is what I got. Like, I'm not taking a lot of damage in there, but like with my health pool, but the charged armor, like all the way depleted on one. So I have to come out and come back in.
And you tried to kite that, right?
Yeah, I tried. I can't. I don't have the Magnus drive.
Ooh.
I use
Magnus is a good
System
choice.
5, so they're
There's-
catching up. Yeah.
There's your problem.
I was so glad I went to Magnus.
Yeah. I was considering putting 2 D2Vs in my last 2 armor slots on each of these things.
May not be a bad idea.
And the flagship is going to help with that, of course. If I
But
find
at
a video, Daniel, I owe you a video.
Yeah.
Have you considered going in the center?
We should keep that for the after show.
It's Ren's video of doing 100.
Okay, whatever.
The center, I don't want to hit that. I don't want to hit that thing in the center because the cheese balls or the fireballs that pop out of that building. If that hits you, that's like half the damage. That you take half your health off.
If you beach on that thing, I have never been hit.
That is to say they have a minimum range, and you'll get way too close for the minimum range. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to tell us.
I think so.
Yeah, I accidentally got hit by one in 83, and I was a little upset because that's clearly explosive damage.
Yep. I've never been hit by one of those.
Yeah, and according to George's article, the Hulk that shoots out the UAVs, those UAVs are also doing explosive damage.
Can refute. Those do corrosive because I got hit by them, and my corrosive charged, and I took basically no damage.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is corrosive
Same thing
damage.
in 60s.
I managed to avoid getting hit by them. I just know that I asked him when he was after he wrote the article, and like, is that a typo where you said explosive? He goes, no, that's what they told me. So okay.
I mean, stuff changes from the preview. I guess they moved it into the mortars.
Stuff changes constantly, like bonuses for the 60s, the prize lists,
the hit down penalty for the 60s.
That's not in effect. I hope they're not listening.
No, they changed it.
They did.
No, they got rid of it.
Yeah, they eliminated it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're not getting a hit down penalty, at least in the 60s. I haven't.
That's true. I tested it.
I don't know. So,
yeah,
at least for this first one, they're not giving you a penalty in the 60s.
I get 1 million, roughly 1 million points for a 60.
And that frightens me. Like, it's good, it's great. I'm just like, it's weird because it seems like they tuned for the top end well, but when I see these sorts of things and hear these sorts of stories and see these offers that I just saw when I described the Apollo offer for $10, this worries me as to how well they balanced everything else.
Well, they seem to have balanced it to the Magnus drive at least.
It makes me think.
Yeah.
Makes me think when they do that they've had a significant drop off of players.
Yeah, I mean, because the Phoenix was so expensive in the last raid. I mean, it makes sense because we're getting it a month early. If I had been more thoughtful, I'd have asked Barian to say that. But it just seems necessary now that bonus premium time is now required because because you don't have time to build your Skyfires before the raid, and
Nope.
they couldn't be ranked. So I mean, they're giving us time limited offers everywhere for the new stuff, but the fleet below is just poor. If they have to do things like this, it's clearly drastically underperforming. Right?
Yeah, or everyone built it wrong.
Can't argue that. Yeah.
I mean, it could be that everyone built it wrong.
I know I built mine wrong. I should have just I should have just went in with Magnus Drive and 2 charged armors each instead of the 1 each.
I mean, I can understand not going Magnus because that thing's 2 days.
yeah, it is a 2-day build.
You save a day. You
It's
save.
worth it to me.
Oh, it's worth.
It was definitely worth it, at least to me, what targets I'm hitting. Because with, like I say, I've only got 2 of them that are complete enough to do anything with. And if I'm running a straight line kite, hitting some of the turrets, then I take nothing from the corrosive explosions. If I go to turn a little bit, well, that's a different story. But as long as I'm straight lining with a mag 2, I take no damage from the corrosive bombs.
I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel in some sense. If you put on 2 D2V armors and you get the flagship, then your Phoenixes of Speed System 5 will run at about the speed of a Magnus Phoenix. So you don't have to refit, but personally, I still would.
Yeah, I'm still gonna refit because I need to put charged armors on it.
Ooh.
2 of the because I put I wanted to save build time, so I put the CO D5 CO on it instead of putting more charged armors on. It made sense at a time. Hello?
Yep. Very. Yeah.
I can't say all the words. Yeah, so good for the top end, I guess. Not so good for everyone else. And unfortunately, that makes some business sense because the top end players are where you get the vast majority of your money, so you're going to cater to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find that offer again. See if it comes with the Zoes. I don't think it does.
For some reason,
No, it doesn't
well,
come with the
obviously they had a reason to do it. They obviously had to have some kind of a reason to entice more people to play because I'm just convinced that there's that many more that aren't playing because of all this stuff, and maybe that's just restating the obvious, but looking at my own sector, there's only 3 pages of people that are on it, and I'm always at the top because I'm the only one that's really playing, and they're down in the hundreds of points when you get down to the bottom. I mean, I got to pull it up and show it, but you get the point. I'm thinking that, and I've been watching it raid after raid after raid go down significantly in the number of pages that are displayed. So my thought is they're losing so many players that they're trying hard to entice people to come back by doing that. That's, I don't know, just my thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of see a 2-sided point to it. I mean, just like every single raid, this is nothing new. There's always going to be people in your sector complaining, this raid's too hard. Well, then you find out that the people who are complaining, and I don't mean this badly, because all of us have taken some of us have taken time off and understand that, you get behind on tech and it does make things a challenge. But, and this is something friendly to people who are listening. I'm going to try to state this friendly because I don't want Hefe to permanently ban me, so I'm going to be as nice as possible. If you're not even a level 50, don't spend the whole raid whining and crying for everybody to prep S level tier 7 targets for you. Okay, I don't believe in insec hitting. I'm one of those people, but I understand it when I get to be raid time. I definitely understand it.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much true of any raid. I don't know if this one's all that much different. It's just that some people perfect them early, and that's what they're throwing out there. And it has changed the dynamics of the game as far as why, when Brian was worried earlier about why it doesn't seem to be balanced correctly for some of the lower level players. And I think it's because a lot of that was going on, and they're sort of encouraging that by making some of the lower levels stuff probably more difficult than it should be, and potentially why they up the bonus for the 60s, which is considering the Apollo is free in the Foundry. The only issue would be the damage output if you have lower level missiles. But you do have the hull, but I don't know that you have the specials and the rest of the supporting technology in order to do the 60s properly with a Apollo fleet. Even though they do more damage, well, I guess those people don't have the Zoes. But at 2 million, you get the Zoes. So it's not that difficult for those people to be doing a pretty significant amount of damage. And I've been slacking, and I don't know if you've done the calculations, Brian, but how does the if you add anything to your spreadsheet related to the Zoe's Apollo versus the other flagship and the damage outputs?
Ooh, no, I haven't, but I can mess with numbers. Give me like 15 minutes. Also, Birion, if you could get permanently banned for saying mean things on the show, I would not be here.
Yeah.
I have already done that.
Well, I just prepared. Yes,
So you're
I believe
fine.
in old school stuff. I believe in
okay.
old school slams. I was prepared. I did put on 2 condoms before making that statement.
Yeah, yes. Obviously, somebody's watched the show before. I forget when I originally said that, but yeah.
You said it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, the first time I actually joined the panel, and we dogged you all night over it, and it was.
Yeah, I forget why I said that. I forget why I said that, but yeah, it was game related, everybody. And also, yeah, we've been getting a lot of the last 3 shows. We've been getting people commenting that we laugh too much on the show, and it makes them unhappy.
What?
Wait, they're unhappy that people are having fun?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could recommend some other shows to them that are less fun and less joyful and less happy. I mean,
Well, maybe that's what they're. Daniel, you want me to take you off %?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Do not have fun.
Yes.
That took forever to do that 100 though, because I had to keep on coming out and in, because charged armors were depleting so fast.
What did you say, Dan?
Huh?
Yeah.
Never mind,
But
never mind.
yeah, but it was both.
You need more protection, you see, before you go in again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 condoms.
Brian got it.
Yeah.
Well, Kickside is offering me some tokens for the Phoenix, so
Oh, it's.
I could probably get those.
Wow, at least somebody got Phoenix tokens offered to him, because the rest of us just got hit with Skyfires.
No, I got the 5-day Phoenix, 1-day Phoenix token times 5, $19. 1-day Phoenix for 13 of them for 49, and 30 of them for 99. And I got the Skyfire ones too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to ask about, see if anybody had any experience. Not that I have any built or plan on building them. During the last raid cycle, there was a lot of generalist owners that were very happy with themselves, and I've seen one person that was a big generalist fan and scattergun fan that appears to have quit the game in the last day or so. And I was wondering how people are doing with the generalist halls in these targets. Has anybody seen anything, or anybody in chat would like to join us or comment or join the show that's been trying to run the edge missile with the Zelos? And especially anybody that's got the Zelos.com.
The Thilos.
Out already, that would be quite a feat. Read generalists. I'm sorry. Like, it's not my fault, but I'm still sorry. I feel bad that Kixeye literally had to include a building to hose you. They had to make a building to hose you because I guess they kept the damage really high and the Zealous Com Prime is good, and I don't know. It seemed like a strange workaround, but then there's counterplay in that because you can just kill the building, but to do that, you have to run the gauntlet anyways, so what's the point? It seems incredibly strange. Also, yeah, it makes a difference. The only damage buff you gain, I'm not counting the overload. I don't want to. It's the pen reload. It's just like if you had a Savage. And that accounts for about 30,000 DPS, which puts it from a little bit below Talon Apollos with Zoe's to pretty far above.
Okay.
That's good work.
Okay. Can we get a number to that?
I think it was
Do a little division and come up with a percentage?
Yeah. Okay, so before it's this or that. Okay. So
While you're doing that, our favorite compulsive dice roller has said he's taking 0 damage with, I'm assuming he's talking about his Zeloses.
Oh, I wonder what that person is hitting. 92 Talon Phoenixes are 92% as strong as Talon Apollos with Zoe's. Again, you need a Talon missile, you need to put on your Apollos, and you need the Zoe's. But when you put on the flagship, you become 15% stronger.
So the gut spill makes your total fleet 15% stronger over the Zoe's Apollo.
Yeah, up from 8% weaker to 15% stronger. In terms of DPS.
So you're getting 15. Okay, and the person that was taking 0 damage with the Zelos is because he's not using them. So now we've got that answered. So, but somebody that actually is using Zelos, I'm curious how that's playing out at this point, because it's.
I did take. I want to say it was about a 30 to 45 minute repair using a Zelos and all of my FM stuff in the campaign. Yeah, I'm a jerk.
Well,
Not the question he asked.
Okay, yeah, but you weren't using the fleet that's probably recommended by anyone in order to do this.
Do you forgive me?
Well, at least you brought up that point. But again, I think this is the second time you've nines me.
Do we just keep a counter?
Yeah.
Side of the screen.
We'll have a little cue ball, the number of cue balls, or not cue balls, but 9 pool balls, and we'll just have it going across the top of the screen.
And we better not get to 9, or else he shows up. That's how that works.
Yeah.
If you say his name 3 times, he's going to be here.
Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Wait, is this going to start a competition? I nines you earlier. Rum just nines you. Oh no, it's a competition.
No, it's
No.
a competition to
There's
not.
one.
Yeah.
Hey! Listen, I'm gonna get a 9 on the dice, and we'll be happy. There it is, 9.
Yeah, there you go. So how are you
What
doing,
die
Ron?
were you
What are you
rolling?
using in the raid?
I am using my 4 phoenixes with a savage in the corner, and not having any problem at all.
Yeah, I think the 4 phoenixes is the secret. Do you have corrosive charged as well?
I have 1 charged corrosive and 1 charged missile on mine. I
Yeah.
added the charged missile yesterday just because they were taking a little too much damage for my like.
Okay, yeah. I think that's the big divider as far as things, because you'll see people say, "Oh, this raid sucks," and then you see people that say, "Oh, I'm able to run over it and do, in 30 minutes damage." It's if you have 4 phoenixes and the corrosive charge panel and probably the missile, as opposed to the people that have 3 and don't have the and don't have any of the corrosive charge. I think that's probably the big differential as far as how easy the raid is for people, because I see that we're not killing those drones that fast. We're not killing stuff that fast.
I've seen a couple of comments on there that the drones have too much evade, and I think I agree. Whenever you fire a solid stream of missiles at them, they spread out so wide that they just don't kill them the way they should. There needs to be some sort of bypass.
I mean, the bypass is more accuracy in theory, but then again, like, I put guided missile system on for that purpose, and yes, I have a Magnus drive that reduces the accuracy, but the hull itself has an accuracy boost. They have like 75 to 80% evade.
The drones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I put
I have
on
to
mine?
agree. You fire a set of missiles and it literally looks like you fired a scatter gun at them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got the guided missile on mine as well, Brian. And it's an R-15, obviously, like everybody should be at this point. And that's 62% accuracy. And it's still it's so wide it's pathetic.
Yeah, I have 2 with the guided missile and 1 with the countermeasure extender.
That little game, whatever you want to call it, that they have on the Hellstar that gives the Hellstar a little bit of missile splash should be a special that you can add to boats like this, because that would solve a lot of our problems.
That would make it a little bit terrifying, but also pretty awesome.
Yeah, but remember, they're also going to modify it. See, part of this whole raid game, especially right now, when they're controlling what ships will work and what you can put in there, is the fact that they game the whole target based on their expectations and how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole savage thing, I thought they were going to find a way to eliminate that, one way or another, reduce that 50% penetrating reload at least. And
yeah, but why should they? I mean, that's something that's in the game that everybody that's been playing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, they balance
use.
But they balance the targets based on, and if they're balancing them for that, and it's been a long time since that's been released. If they're balancing the targets with that in mind, it's not really fair for anybody that's joined the game the last year or so.
Well, but let's think about it. Anybody that's joined the game in the last year or so, are they really ready to hit the S target?
How much money did you spend?
That's my point.
Yeah. And those people are the people that they're trying to keep in the game. The people that are newer and spend money.
Right. No, I understand, but that was my point exactly. Is the S target is catered to a coiner more so than somebody that's just joined and been able to piece together a fleet such as the Skyfire that they gave them. That would never be good in an S target. But if you've built fleets and you've saved fleets appropriately, got rid of the junk but kept the things that are good, i.e. flagships, you deserve to be rewarded, and that's what we have been.
Yeah.
Kix throws out rewards very rarely, so when you get lucky and make the right choice, yeah, we deserve to be rewarded.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I think it's a complicated process when they try to balance these these targets. And if they're using the Savage Kodiak or the Grimshine's Wraith as part of the balancing, I mean, those drones will catch up a lot faster if your reload's lacking 50, you're lacking 50% reload.
Sure.
And then you're taking not just a little bit more damage, but if they really catch you, you're taking significantly more damage, enough to, really upset people that are potentially coining. So, yeah, I was just, I mean, I can see both sides of it, but I was just sort of surprised that they didn't do something to eliminate the, that bonus from there, or at least compensate elsewhere. And I guess, if they want to coin away and get the gut spill Phoenix, that at least offensively provides a solution, provides something that's equitable to the Savage Kodiak. Defensively not, but offensively it does.
Yeah, there was a difference between the gut spill and between the Kodiak. The Kodiak offers missile damage reduction as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, 50%. Yeah.
Okay, and that's something that you don't get with the gut spill. So, I've got my gut spill building slow because, unlike what someone on the other show said, I can't store tokens to come into the raid because I'm busy building things that I need for the raid. So if I wanted to save my tokens to build a gut spill, I would have 1 or 2 less Phoenixes and I'd have 2 Skyfires. So yeah, you can't save those tokens. They make it to where you can't save them.
Can refute, have saved 5 days of FM tokens.
Yeah,
and I have 3 ships.
You save 2, right? 2 tokens,
as much as
a 3-day and a 2-day.
Oh, you're talking about the limit. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, you can't save anything. You can save a 2-day and a 3-day, and that's it. You might be able to save two 2-days and a 3-day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't used that. I guess I needed to use the macros. I did spend time to take the engine off my Grimshine Wrath I took out of storage, because that also provides the 50%.
I wish I had my Grimshines. I actually deleted those a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before the Phoenix deal.
It was sitting in storage along with one of my Apollos. Has anybody? Because I haven't tried it yet. But when I was running, because I only have 3 Phoenixes, and when I was doing Endgame, I was using my Phoenixes, my 3 Phoenixes, and then I was using my Zoe's Apollo and another Apollo to fill out the fleet, and they were all running at this pretty much the same speed. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not completely stacking, but it's close enough. As long as you keep the accelerate function up there. Has anybody been trying that on this target when they do have, if you don't have a full complement, or maybe you only have 2 or 3, 2 or 3 Phoenixes, and filling out the rest of your damage quotient with the Zoe's Apollo and regular Apollos?
Nothing.
I haven't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't do that, but I did try to run a tank, but the speed difference was so much that it wouldn't work.
I tried.
I wasn't really suggesting it as a tank. I was more suggesting it as a firepower augmentation.
Oh, gotcha. I was trying to do the other way defensively. I was going to try and put my Zelos tank in there, but it couldn't keep up, so it wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm. I actually tried parking fleet of Skyfires outside of the 100 target and go in and kill all the boats with my Phoenixes, and then come out and try to take out the rest of the target with the Skyfire. That was a massive failure. There's just not quite enough range.
Have you tried it the other way around?
No.
I was about to say. I actually saw one of my alliance. They took in a single Skyfire with Phoenixes for helping out on the drones, number one. You had the UAV swarming, chaining, all of that, which really helped with damage. And then, of course, with it being a little bit slower than what his Phoenixes were, it was taking the damage. It would get the overload. It would get the stun, which would help out a ton with the rest of it as well. So I definitely have to agree with Hefe. Maybe try it the other way around, where your Skyfires are taking out your drones and all of that, and then send in the Phoenixes for the land targets.
Well, what I'd hoped, yeah, that's something that I was going to do during the raid. I haven't done it yet. What I'd hoped would happen is, I know my Phoenixes can outrun all the drones and do it for basically instant repair. What I'd hoped was to be able to go in and select the right turret and let the Skyfire chain and kill the other boats that I didn't want to get into range of, but it just doesn't quite work. That was my thought.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, and it seems like, well, it seems like it has a potential. I mean, if you can find the right entry point, find something that you can launch them in order to get all that chaining madness that they have.
Yep.
Find
I don't
something that's not going to fire back.
I don't have a lot of rank on the Skyfires except for one. And I've only got 4 of the Skyfires. So we'll see.
Yeah, but even the rank shouldn't matter that much. I'm thinking more like if you can aim at one of the normal buildings or the venom spitter looking thing.
Yeah.
And let them chain off of those.
Yeah, I tried. That was my thought. Was to get, when you go in and you try to pick a certain building, seems like the buildings die very quickly, so you only get 1 or maybe 2 rounds of chaining.
Okay.
So yeah. And you know me, I'm more than willing to experiment. So I'm going to go hit one now, exactly like you guys said. Go in with the Phoenixes first.
Okay, we'll see. I'll put you in present to see how that.
Oh, you don't have to do it. Just let them click on me if they want to.
Well, they can't.
That's right.
For people to see it on YouTube, I need to do it.
The people on the interwebs.
Oh, and Hefe, the pancake, even though it goes straight, the damage that they deal is not dumbfire. So,
yeah, I'm just saying you can stay out of their range.
They got the good UAVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Skyfire won't outrun that pancake.
Okay.
No, I think they're too slow inherently.
Yeah.
They don't have a giant speed buff aura from your.
But I only have 1.
Mm-hmm.
But it does a 60 set for instant repair for sure.
I saw a picture of where someone coined a partial build of the carrier lead and ran through 100 for 6 minutes 40 damage.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's coining the build of one of those long flagships, but good on you.
But that's good news for next time, right?
Yeah, if I can get that Skyfire, on it, but it's going to be, second in line to completing the Phoenix fleet and a few other things. Ooh, they got close.
Yeah, they did get close on that one.
I cut the corner too much here. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
At least when they get stunned, the drones, their evade becomes 0. Because then I can actually just legitimately kill them with 1 salvo.
Well, I was noticing on the 60s, and
I might wait on I might use the Phoenixes on these guys, but see how it works.
It works well.
It's not been awful.
Oh no, the Phoenixes.
Yeah, because he's gonna get.
Yeah, you need the Phoenix on the hull.
Yeah, well,
he
no,
stopped.
I
He
just
stopped.
again,
Though. He stopped.
I stopped it intentionally, try to let him catch up.
Yeah.
Now, I did notice on the 60s that every now and then, if I did my path right, the drones actually got outside the healing radius of the Malice. Didn't help that much on getting to hit them better, but it sure helped a lot on them not healing.
I've seen that.
See, I don't like the. That's the one thing I don't like about the timing on the auto key or hotkey, whatever you want to call it, the macro, because they get out of sync, and I try to keep them bunched up, but I can't. So if you could find a way that it would activate the ships almost simultaneously.
What do you have the seconds set at for the?
I'm using marks. I haven't adjusted it at all.
Oh, so it's at 50 probably.
No, it's at 20.
Is that 20? Mine are at 50.
Huh. Let me open mine again and see what it says.
I think Root said something about making it 60 last night.
That's interesting and seems pretty difficult.
But I could be wrong.
Kane, you wanna?
I've been wrong.
See, whenever I don't turn the corner too fast,
Yes.
it actually works well because I can kill those guys without being really in range.
20. So 20 milliseconds.
20? Maybe I should try that.
And by the way, just for everyone, macros are allowed for use as long as you're the one physically sitting there and pressing the buttons and clicking the keyboards. What they don't allow is for AFK farming, AFK scripting. You have to be there and press the buttons. Personally, I'd rather them have this sort of feature in the game, but that's not going to happen. So we're doing this.
On the macros.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems so simple for them to do, and it sort of leads, back in the good old days. I really dislike the macros because I think it led some people to some down a dark path, so to speak.
And I just realized I did this backwards. I was supposed to do it with the.
How does it work though? That's what I'm trying to figure out now. I got the program downloaded and everything. It just
from the main site.
He's got a video on how to do it.
Yeah, I showed you. It's in the side chat. There's the video, and I just followed his instructions.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it as well.
That's simple. Easy. I haven't done any complex.
I already saw the whole video, but I can't seem to understand it.
This is more after show material. I'll see if I can help you later. Meantime, ouch.
Yeah, like I say, I remembered I was supposed to bring the Phoenixes in first, not the Phoenix, the Skyfire.
Yeah.
And about halfway through this, so yeah.
I wonder why no one goes mid. Am I the only one?
Goes what?
You can go in the center, and those two groups of drones that you took an unfortunate amount of damage, they all kind of go to the wall and just at you, but they're not going anywhere because they're running directly into a wall.
I've found out that it's easier to come for me. It's easier to bring them out like this. Normally, whenever I'm not talking, I drive better. That's the one thing about being on here is even though I don't have to push a button, I still think about it. And
we didn't notice that part.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
See, it's okay. Because you can normally kill this guy without taking any damage at all if you drive right, which I wasn't doing.
If you got charged here, you don't take much damage from him either. So it's okay.
Okay. So now this is where I would come back in timeout and bring in the other one, but there's really no place to attack that will give you enough life to chain. Because if you chain on the torpedo towers, they die immediately. If you try to get too close to this guy will rip you up. So where do you suggest you come in with the Phoenixes for the buildings?
I'm looking right now. That's one of the things I noticed with this, as far as like, it's sometimes until you do it a couple of times, it's tough to, especially when you're zoomed out, to differentiate.
I'd consider the top right cluster, the red flagged building. From there,
Yep.
you can probably chain to those 3 inside turrets, the long range ones that do you the damage, and then you can outrange the scatter. For bot side, oh, that's tricky.
Yeah, well, but if you try this right here, if you try to hit this building, this guy's going to tear you up. And if you don't have missile, this guy will tear you up. See, when I do it with the Phoenixes, I can I'll start by hitting this guy, and then I'll come over here and I'll kite this guy and hope that the excess damage or the retargeting takes out part of him. Well, hell, I'll just do it. I'm in here.
Yeah, but are you fast enough? Are you fast enough to outrun?
Oh yeah.
So if you're fast enough, if you aim at the Viper or whatever it is,
you skim by and do a nice little couple
I'll
of
always
close shaves.
I'll hit the range or the ring on that guy and get enough of a. And there's again the retargeting from the Savage that helps with that.
Let's see where this is gonna. You're not doing as much retargeting as we were seeing previously. Because
I'm not staying on the target as long.
But you shouldn't have to. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Phoenix. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Now I have been noticing that it seems like the retargeting is not being as it should be.
So retargeting is an adjective now.
What?
It was a gerund, a verb with an ing at the end. You can use it everywhere. It's like, never mind.
It's like a swear word, yeah.
Like one swear word. There's 7 parts of speeches, and it makes up 9 of them.
Yes.
The one thing I notice is if you are off angle on that guy and let him fire, and then you rush right straight at him, you don't take any damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. I've been able to mostly avoid damage by going in a straight line, but I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, come at an off angle till he fires, and drive at him.
That's slightly comical.
Why?
I don't know. I just love the idea of
Well, that's dumb fire versus targeted.
Yeah, and he's got a slow reload.
Yeah,
and you're
reload.
charging.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge at him.
Yeah, and you're charging straight towards the thing that is actively shooting at you. It's like, well,
no, but he's already fired and shot his wad, and then I'm turning to get him.
During the refractory period.
Watch it. Here you go. So he's gonna fire at me. I'm gonna turn away, and now I'm gonna turn back into it and get nothing. He's dead. Because that stays out of the range. It speeds up a little bit.
I think he might have got you though.
He got a little because I didn't do it.
Another one.
Like I.
Oh.
See, I don't like him.
That was almost. I thought that was a mortar landing on you. I thought you were dead.
Now this one I'll take some because I went the wrong way. Nope, I didn't. Come on, fire on him. Ah!
Get him.
Now the retargeting will get him.
There we go. I'm going to lose one of these here if I'm not careful.
On a scale of 1 to retargeting, how retargeting was that retargeting?
Oh gosh, you're going to have to ask somebody else. I don't know.
That looked like some.
Well,
I lost
Varian,
one.
that looked like some pretty good retargeting,
That's
right?
the first time in the raid I lost a boat.
Oh no!
Mathematically, on my spreadsheet, I think it's 0.6.
Oh, that wasn't even on the scale. Ooh.
Yeah, he went from 1 to 10.
No, he said from 1 to retargeting, so I said 0.6.
Okay.
That's true. Is retargeting a negative number?
Yeah, it's always.
It has felt like it in this raid for me.
No, that's accuracy.
Well,
Actually, the negative numbers are the give a damn factor. Negative means I don't.
No, it's the square root of -1 are the F's that I
I.
give. Yes. Hooray! Somebody got that joke. I'm happy.
where's Dennis? He needs to watch this driving.
No, this is bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's kind of
Yeah, what's the joke?
poor Dennis.
Hey, dude, you've had enough beer. Share with the rest of us.
No, but there's sometimes when you do stuff and you're on YouTube and Hangout, you also get an increase in lag in addition to his lack of ability to concentrate as fully because he's also
Hey, I've spent a day at work. I'm pissed off at work. So, yeah.
and he's
I'm
also
not focusing on much.
Time.
No, I haven't brought the dice out yet. Just that one roll for you.
Okay, alrighty.
But what do you roll 2d6? Do you roll a d20?
No D20. You were talking about D20 the last time. It's just regular 6-sided craps dice.
Okay. I was wondering how deep into
I just
the
heard
dice.
somebody else roll dice. Wait a minute. Now, come on. There's my dice.
Without me.
We got dueling dice.
Now you're gonna get them all confused.
I'm already there. I'm grabbing dice in the middle of hitting a target. Give me a break.
Yeah, he's not gonna
It's
make
okay,
it to the
you're done
target.
now, it's okay.
Whoever's doing that, he's gonna dive right in the target.
Varian. I'm watching the audio.
I'm not rolling any dice. I was doing
Somebody's pushing a button.
You know,
I mean, all things
Varian,
up,
are
bad
you
driving.
the DM?
Here we go.
There's dice rolling and you have that booming voice. Are you the dungeon master?
Actually, I have done that before. My players either hated me or loved me. I really don't know. I think it was a healthy mix of both. I want to kill you, but I will feel really bad about it.
It's the best when you think up accents for the NPCs.
Why in the hell do they always have like Renaissance English accents? I want to play the guy who has the French accent.
You just make stuff
I'm
up.
going to kill you.
My bartender was Major General Armstrong from FMA. The half orc was Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a show about battle pirates. I should bring it back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
but yeah, I was. It'd be great if anybody actually used any of the generalists in chat would like to join us or provide comments. We had Rum talking about taking 0 damage, but because he kept them in his dock. But I'm just curious how they're working because I am the generalist owners are usually a little bit on the self-assured side, and I was just curious, because they seem to be overpowered last. They seem to be overpowered last cycle, and I'm just wondering how they're doing this time.
it's weird because with how the tech has been introduced, I don't know who that audience is. I don't know who got the edge missile and the pneumatic launch actuator, and also does not have anything better that they wish to sink their time and resources into.
Well,
which is telling in and of itself.
Yeah, last go around, a lot of players went with it. Went the generalist route with the Empyreans and the, whatever the rest of that stuff was going on, the Zealous Empyrean route, but it doesn't. I haven't heard as much, maybe I wasn't keeping my ear to the ground on this.
That might have had more to do with the differences in kind between that cycle and this, because back then, because the Zealous was the best tank in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing that was taking damage in that style of driving is only your tank. I mean, yeah, the arc missiles will hit your backline, but you can buff your stuff up pretty well. You could put RA3 on there just in case and all that. So your tank was taking the brunt of the damage. So the bad repair modifier didn't really apply. The build time was about equal to something that we'd gotten. Actually, we got the Empyreans before the monoliths. So if you wanted to start building that, you could build it right away and get kind of a head start as well.
Yeah, and the people that didn't want to deal with the icebreaker,
which ended up being everyone.
I have
those are the people that got a head start on it.
I don't think I have any armor on these at all.
Okay.
Well, on the Phoenixes?
No. Yeah, I don't have any armor on these. These are my Skyfires.
Oh, Skyfires. Sorry, I can't tell what's what from this.
Yeah, the Reaver stuff.
Okay, fine. I'll zoom in.
No, it's okay. You told me. It's fine. Now I see UAVs. I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think the Phoenix actually looks more like a shrimp.
Yeah, it's shrimp with a shrunken paw.
Is it? Is it
or
King
maybe a
Pepe?
lobster? Maybe a lobster.
Yeah, a lobster. But again, he's got one of his
claws smaller.
Mm-hmm. These guys are too slow. I mean, they're just too slow. Need somebody do the Oompa Loompas.
Oompa
Loompa.
No.
Wrong song.
Even I have limits.
Did you say giving out hef words? Hefe, you've got your own words now?
No, even I have limits.
Yeah.
The hef word. The closest thing to that is Kofhefe.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not a word exclusive to him.
No, it's not, but it's close.
It means boss.
Kofhefe?
Yeah, Hefe is boss.
No, the Trump thing. The tweet.
Huh?
Oh.
Kofhefe.
Yeah, I got what you're saying now.
Kofefe, I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Well, neither did anyone when just Google it. COVFFCO in the side chat. That's the word. Google that. You'll find it. It'll be fine.
Well, since everybody hates that we laugh and have a good time on this show, let me contribute to the hate.
Are we just going to laugh for 5 straight minutes?
Imagine the whole disarray that the world would be in if Google shut down and nobody could Google to find out what the hell happened.
Oh, we're all boned. Ooh.
Come on.
Yeah, so you can't outrange those guys. I mean, you just once they get to that speed, and these have Magnus 2 on them. The drones are not a problem. It's the Hulks.
That's interesting. I guess when it overloads, it has an explosion effect as well. I was not paying attention to that. I don't know how I did.
Stunned and die here.
I get hit by that every once in a while. I don't see a lot of damage from the Hulk. It's more from the
Hulk
drones.
just wiped me out.
Well, you have Phoenixes. This gentleman has Skyfires, which are inherently slower, and also have no armor.
These have no armor on them at all.
Yeah.
Rough beats.
Now I did notice as far as quote unquote baseline, boom, boom,
So you need to charge.
Yeah.
You need charged armors on those more
But
than
I'm
you do
cheap.
on the Phoenix.
The Skyfire with Speed System 5 is actually, with the builds that I was using, is actually 2 mile per hour combat speed higher than
And
my
with
Phoenix.
Magnus too? Oh, with your Phoenix,
Than
yeah.
the Phoenix with Magnus 2. But once you stack two Phoenix, those F8 words, once you get that speed bonus, of course, they just run off and leave them. But baseline, a Speed System 5 Skyfire is faster than a Magnus 2 Phoenix.
Yeah, but then the Phoenix effect doesn't stack, right? Like it doesn't. The more you get, the more.
No, it's only a single effect.
Yeah.
Once you have two Phoenixes, you get the full effect of what you would have.
No, just one
Two
Phoenix.
does
You
just
have
as
full effects.
Well, it felt like two of them did go a little faster, but I might be wrong. I don't know. The flagship's going to help out at least a little bit more on that, since it does add just a little bit more.
I don't know. I got my shipyard open right now, and I'm debating on whether to refit the Phoenixes or start a blank Phoenix.
Run!
Run? Oh.
Bye-bye.
Rip.
I mean, I guess I'll put Magnus Drive.
I'll go and finish it with that. I like the chaining effect, but it's not damaging enough. Now these guys, on the other hand, my macro off, by the way, so now I'm gonna struggle.
Mm-hmm. Is Hefe still around?
He's probably getting a
Seems
beer.
like it seems like there's a lot of a lot of downtime between comments.
I can't say all the words.
No, okay, yeah, that's true.
And I don't want, I mean,
That's right. Some of them are censored on YouTube, so you cannot say all the words.
I don't know. I'm not censored by YouTube.
I can say words.
They just
but
get mad at you and can't let you monetize your videos if you do it.
I can say words, but most don't make sense.
Well, I mean, I do it too. I just do it more often.
There's not much to say in the about the raid anymore, huh?
I mean, I had another topic that I wanted to go on to actually.
Go
ahead.
Use the
Let me
map.
find it. GD Aerospecs was on
Dry dock.
secondary actually. The first thing that I'm looking at is 31 minutes he said it. Where he mentioned basically
Did he snarl?
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
I haven't watched it, but did he snarl when he said dry dock?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. So.
Hey, I'm.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. There'll be a flag. Yeah. So basically, we have the Phoenixes and we have the Skyfire. The Phoenix flag. Sorry, the Gutspells Phoenix. So we have that, and that is a certain power level. And it was mentioned that okay, there will be a flag. There will be an escalation weapon and special at some point in its lifespan.
Oh my. Okay.
I am tilted. I'm so tilted. Like, what the hell? It's the same because all the players are upset when they brought out the D85D and the D100V because we'd been working and honing these builds for the past 2 months, and fortunately, like, the weight worked to be okay. But what if it didn't? And we still I still had to refit. What? Well, no, it was 32 days of refit to take off all the old morts and put all the new morts on. Now, they're lowering the build time of the components, so that's not going to be as much. But even at half of that, which is about what they're going down to, ouch, is is still 15, 16 days, and that's half the time between raids. You know, that's even a week and a full week of tokens from the FM, right?
Yep. That's
And
crazy crap.
and it looks like they intentionally did it the first time, and they're continuing the trend, and I don't know why that's the case. And I'll be especially annoyed if it really is something like the D100S and the D100V, where the gap between them is just so large. It was like 60-something% more damage on the weapon, and you could get to min reload anyway if you just had, skull rank and 5 icebreakers. You didn't need any special to give you reload. That's how amazing it was. Like, I don't get why they're doing that. It's honest, but it's still completely, it just feels like a slap in the face here too, because, oh, you're getting a better weapon special, but that doesn't mean we can save time by not building the stuff now. We have to build the stuff now in order to get what's going on now. And then later on in the cycle, you're making us refit. That 15 to 16 days, in theory, assuming they keep the build time for this new item low, that we're saving could be used on Conquerors, could be used on Skyfires, could be used on, anything else.
Well, the only thing you need to actually spend ship build
Yeah.
time really on is the conquerors that you win in the raid. The ones you win in the TLC, they keep on shooting those things back at you until you have enough tokens to build as many as you want.
But it's been well, at least discussed and maybe sort of proven. Kicks want you to build 2 types. They want you to build the auto hull and the skill hull. See also icebreaker tokens everywhere. It's raining tokens. Hallelujah. Oh wait, these are icebreaker tokens. Sure, whatever, fine. They want you to build both, and they keep saying, "Oh, you need the icebreaker to do this. You need the icebreaker to do that." Like, they're selling that the auto hull really hard, and if they keep doing that, and they keep asking, if not outright requiring, both fleets to be built, then you can't even do that.
Yeah, it's and you missed another huge point is the fact that they've the combination of the price and the limit of 5 on the charged armors that need to go with these, and the assumption is that you would build 10 of the hulls, 5 of each, and they've limited it. Are you following me here on this one?
Oh yeah, you want enough for both fleets. Yeah.
Yeah, at a reasonable cost. I mean, you don't want to have. I mean, I guess the assumption is that well, Daniel was talking earlier that he wants to have 2 corrosive panels on all his phoenixes, and then you have the issue of okay, well, you won them in the pre-raid when they were 12 million, now they're 8 million, and so now you have a total of 10. So Daniel will be happy with his phoenixes, but what goes on with the Skyfire? Now the Skyfire, you can't even win enough in order to do that. I'm just surprised they made the limit 5 unless they've upped it to 10, and I missed that.
I think that, I mean, it's a good point. I think it was different from what I said, but yeah.
No. I was just trying to talk about. I mean, I thought it was adding on by the as far as the fact that they're they're asking you to do double work, but even then, it seems incomplete. It seems incomplete that the fact that they want you to build both hulls, but they don't give you the equipment because of the limited nature of the charged armors in order to build both of them. So you're
But the
leaving your
charged
player base
armors are a
frustrated.
luxury item.
Yeah. I mean, they're not water, but they're coffee. Water is water is not a luxury item, but coffee is. But everybody drinks it. But yeah, it's a luxury item. Somebody's having connection issues. Is it me?
Not me.
Okay, yeah, it's not me either. Is it Barian?
Sounds like Brian.
Could be Brian.
Yeah. Brian, you're having a robot episode. If you can hear me.
Well, you guys are in luck because being here as an official representative of the THS Society, the TFHS Society, we have uncovered secret documents from Kixeye. And based on the nav relay technology, they are currently developing warp drive. And for 150,000 coins, you can purchase a warp drive system which will turn 24 hours into 72 hours, thus giving you plenty of time to build all the shit they keep giving us.
Yeah, your reverb is pretty high at this point, but yeah,
I was close to the mic. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. So, I guess I'm still. I mean, Rum Runners helped us as far as the performance of the Skyfire in the current raid cycle. I just wish, anybody from chat that would love, we'd love to have you join us, and even, you don't have to screen share, but explain how the Edge missile and the, all that kind of stuff is working for you in these targets. I think there's some workarounds, potentially, if you have a couple of them. That ship is, I think, confusing to a lot of people. It's not, especially with the dampener. What are you doing now, Rom? Are you chewing on the microphone? Hello? Let's just all stop and listen to Rom. Doesn't it sound like he's actually chewing on it?
I was trying to plug it in before it died.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, it sounded like you were chewing on the microphone. So.
I should have been.
Yeah.
Quit rolling the dice. That's my gimmick.
Yeah, that's Brian.
Brian's having too much fun.
Well, no, Brian's. I think Brian is refreshing. He was having a connection issue. He got robot-y on us.
Rom, I was downstairs looking for something the other day, and I found these dice, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
So
if you're playing Yahtzee.
I outed myself, so it's over.
Okay. Well, now that we know, Mike's outed himself.
It's over. It's over.
I'm not sure how we're going to top that in this show, but
I'm sure.
Well, if you keep talking about double condoms, I mean.
Yeah. I only did it once, and I forget why I mentioned it.
It had something to. Never mind.
Okay.
Wasn't it that special?
I don't remember that.
Something to do with the, I think that looked like it needed one.
Yeah, I don't. It had its reasoning. So, does anybody have anything else to add? I mean, everybody else likes, a lot of people like the 3-hour shows, but if we're running out of things to say, I mean, anything else from chat, or if anybody like to join us, or anybody on the panel, because I'm sort of out of topics as far as things go. And I think we've covered most of the things I wanted to cover.
You guys talk about the lack of participation.
Yeah, I brought that up at the beginning of the show because, you know, my historically my sector has been, you know, carrying a lot of weight. Like last raid, number 101 on the leaderboard in the sector had over 160 million. This time, yeah, we're not gonna get. You know, I don't know that number 15 is gonna get that.
Well, I'm sharing mine. You can see,
I don't even know. Like I saw a couple posts there saying that like whole sectors were saying they were boycotting the raid somehow.
But wow, but any reason why?
Just kick size, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
crazy.
I guess it could be constructive. I mean, you know, Kickstarter expects it out of this show, but I don't quite completely understand it as far as the huge dip in participation. At least from what I've seen in my sector. I mean, it's huge, huge as
But
some people.
what's gonna, you know, what's gonna happen though, is like they're gonna see the low participation rate, and it's all because they didn't bring out a new hull that's for this raid.
Well,
They're gonna think it's all about that.
Agree with if people were wanting to protest the raid, we're giving out like 50 through the whole raid, 70 new weapons and specials. That's when you protest. Don't protest when they don't bring stuff out. Dear God, we've been begging for this kind of raid for like 3 months now.
Well, and I'm yes, we have, and I'm wondering. I don't know if they've dialed down the damage considerably on some of these targets, at least like the A targets, and then they've increased the points payout on the B target significantly for higher level players. Because the A targets, the first couple times I ran through them the first day, I did it later in the evening. I was taking a significant amount of damage. It could have been that I wasn't as good at them at that point, but now I'm taking a fraction of the damage I was before. So I'm not sure if they're all reacting to the initial damage and they've lowered it in some way. Has anybody else seen a reduction in damage?
No.
Horror pirates.
Okay.
I'm not hitting a target that's going to give a reduction in damage, though.
Well, because you're hitting the S set?
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to reduce that down. Most guys can get them done for 2 and 3 coins, and like I say, if I'm actually interested in focusing on it, then I can, but yeah.
Yeah, Martin looking for a link to talk about dry dock. You don't know.
No.
You know, there's some pills you can take, but you know, they have side effects.
Now, I think maybe in the 60s they reduced it down a little bit. The first few 60s that I did, I was looking at 45, 50 minutes of damage with only 2 Phoenixes. I was driving pretty decent. Well, today I've had lag galore because of stuff going on my computer. And like the worst damage that I took with crap driving was 26 minutes for the entire set. So they may have reduced it on the 60s. I can't definitively say, but anecdotally, it looks like it to me.
Well, I think it's an exponential problem that they're facing. They've made it too tough to get some of the boats they need to get unless you've got some of the top boats. Let's face it, if you're not a coiner and you didn't build a Phoenix, and you're not a coiner and you didn't build any more than 2 Skyfires, you're not going to get very far. You're not going to get enough points to really get what you need. I mean, think about taking 2 Skyfires into the A sets, how long it's going to take to get 40 million points to get something.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't coin anything to, in the raid or the builds. I have 3 Phoenixes, and I'm able to, it takes a lot of time, but navigate the A sets fairly well, and then I'll hit the S sets when I want to go to bed.
Okay, the key you just said is it's going to take a little bit of time. How much
Yeah,
time? How long would it take you to earn 40 million points doing A sets?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't run that because I do them in a haphazard nature. I'm not one that sits down and just, furiously does it for 2 hours and then walks away. I'll hit one and then I'll do something. Come
on the
back
one,
and hit another
just
one.
multiply it out. Multiply it out. Yeah. How long does it take you to do the one? The one set.
That's what I'm saying. I'll go and do something else. I mean, I'm not furiously, because.
So you don't sit down and do a complete set. You may hit.
Yeah, I'll hit one target. I'll go do something else, and then I'll come back and, I think I ran through it one time, but I didn't put a timer through it. It's not the way I.
Yeah.
Just.
I'd just be curious to see how long it takes somebody that's there, driving effectively with 2 Phoenixes on an A set.
Never done an ice set, but I can tell you it takes me about 15 minutes or so to do an ice with 2 Phoenix.
And how much damage?
I've got it down to 2 coins.
Okay, so 15 minutes plus an hour. So an hour and 15 minutes. If you include I'm just throwing the repair time in there.
Yeah, that was best though. That was 56 minutes.
Okay.
I did it in.
But that was an outlier, Toxic?
Sorry?
That was an outlier?
Yeah, it was like when the raid started, I had two Phoenix. I had one is with 71%. The other one's got 30. The other one's got 33.
Okay.
The one with 71% had 1 M armor, 2 5 COs, and 1 4 CO. And the one with the 33% only had a 1 5 CO, no charged at all.
Okay.
And it took about 8 coins to do an S target with that. Then I had Damnation help me. He prepped a few for me. I got the CO, the charged C armor. I put 1 panel of C armor on each, 1 M armor on each, and the rest is C50. And that's what made the difference. That's made all the difference. And I still have to go out every now and then to recharge the armor.
Yeah, that's what I have to do as well. Like you saw one in the beginning of this show.
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah.
Yeah, Mary, are you outside? I'm trying to figure out who's making all the road noise. Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to mute the mic.
It's no problem. I was just, just letting you know that we can hear it. It's all good. Go ahead.
But are you taking penetrative damage from the drones, or where are you taking your damage?
Yeah, penetrating is the first thing that goes. Is the red bar is gone.
Yeah, the red bar is gone.
Yeah, then I hop back out, refresh, come back in, and I have to do that twice, sometimes 3 times. Just depends. But I do drive a little bit different to the way you guys drive.
Okay. How do you know how I drive?
I don't know. I just saw Rum and
I think Rum was off. It wasn't Rum's best day. I don't think.
No, I don't take the fleets on the outside. I only take the one at the front, and then I'll go straight in and let them bump up against the wall and just let them bang their heads against the wall, not mine. And it seems to go a lot cheaper for me than if I have them trailing me, and they're getting me all the time. So whenever you do a turn, they'll get you.
Well, I intentionally turn at that one corner in order to let them get a little closer, because otherwise I'll just continue to outrun them. So I have to stop somewhere, and if my timing is off, or if I get bit by just the teeniest part of lag, I'm going to take damage, which you guys saw. You know, normally
Yeah,
I'll sit there and just string them out. If I'm just sitting there in my own mind, focused on doing it, I'll just stretch them out as much as I can without taking hardly any damage at all. I can get by with 2 coins on 4 boats.
Yeah, that's why I'll drive in. Like I'll take the. You come in on the right. You take that fleet that's right in front of you. You kill that. Then I'll come around the back. I'll go back to where I started from. Hit the wall. Hit the end of the map. Go down and come back in at the corner. And I'll drive up and down a couple of times to kill the those green corrosive thingies.
Yep.
And once that side of the wall is clear, I'll go inside. I release the fleet at the bottom, and that just bangs their head against the wall, and I just pick them off. You know, when they just sit there, I just pick them off. Wait till the malices come around to the inside. Mostly they do, and I kill them. Then I'll bump there's the left wall to go. I'll kill the bottom of the left wall, the 2 brimstones or whatever they are. I'll take them out, get that fleet motivated to come and hit their heads against the wall, kill that fleet, and I'll do the same up the top. And in between that, I'll jump in and out as needed with the charged armor pool. And I killed Chad.
It happens.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see how good the Gutspill Phoenix does as compared to the Savage.
Ren's done a video on that.
On the Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
But the
Side chat.
Say again?
Say again?
Side chat.
Yeah, they mentioned that it's been on Facebook. A couple of different places.
Right.
He put a post on there about the dry dock.
Right, yeah. The fleet that I would love to see take one of these targeted parties is the Skyfires with a lead, fully ranked. That's what I would like to see.
Where'd Hefe go?
I know he's muted. Maybe he's dropped off or he's getting a beer or something. No idea.
Yeah. I think it's about time we went to the after show.
Yep.
Not much else to talk about.
Yeah, I'd just like to know how that dry dock's gonna work. I mean, whether it's only gonna do refits or does it only do Conqueror fleets? Yeah, got the same thought there.
Yeah, but then what my thought about it is that they're gonna take away our tokens. They're gonna.
Daniel, that's what they were talking about, having it separated between Conqueror fleets and PvE fleets. And if they do that, they don't have to take anything away. They will, but they don't have to.
Well, that's how that new their new game. What is it? That new thing that they're thinking of bringing out before the end of the year, the base attack thingy. Oh, what do they call it?
The hunter thing.
Bounty.
The bounty thingy. Yeah, that's it. Don't we have something there, like a second dry dock in there or something? That doesn't
what they were looking at on that was separating the repairs, where you could repair a PvE fleet and a PvP fleet simultaneously.
But only during that time period of
only while the event is active.
Basically, it's going to be another raid.
Yeah, second monthly raid. Yeah.
Yeah, second monthly raid. So I'm not too thrilled of a second raid. I'm already burnt out from one raid a month.
Yeah.
Well, to put kudos to kicks, this is a lot better than what the other ones were.
Yeah.
At the moment, it is. I mean, we haven't got the second S target yet, but
Well,
at the
again, it
moment
depends.
is.
It depends on what the prizes are going to be, because it may be something worth doing.
Yeah, it's just the points. You don't need trillions of points, to get what you need. That's the good thing. It's gone down now, hopefully, rather than up.
Yeah, the build times I've been saying that was going up for the longest time. So
I'm
since
sorry.
the Garrison raid.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you caught the beginning of the show, Toxic, but as far as the number of points that were required, I sort of opened with if you can only get like 40 something million, which is still a substantial time investment for a lot of people that don't have the the best hulls. Would you get the assume you own the Phoenix? Would you get the corrosive armors? Which five of them is going to cost you 40 million.
Well, it's not. It's almost more important than the hull, the armor. If you don't have the armor, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah,
if you put a hull there that hasn't got a charged armor on it, you just don't compete. It doesn't
yeah,
matter if you got the best build on it. It does not matter.
yeah. And that was my question. Is that really the you know the number of points we required has come down, but has it really? It's come down a little bit, but those charged armors are onerous on a lot of people. The fact that you need them, and now you're forced. I think a lot of people are going to be forced to choose between the charged armor and the flagships.
Well, you can do it. Look, we all seen you can do this, or at least this initiation of the raid. You can do it without a flag. You don't need a flag, right? So you got 20 mil will get you the Phoenix if you don't have it, and then build 2 Phoenixes with 2 charged C and 2 charged M. That wouldn't be a huge amount of points that you needed to get. You know what I mean? It's not like where you have to have hull that can do this and then a hull that can do this, and then you can get the Phoenix after you claimed all the other crap like what they did the month before or the raid cycles before. You can just go in and get the Phoenix at a cheaper price than what you could before.
Yeah, that's true. But with the 3 months rates, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the combination of the 3 months raid cycle combined with the charged armor.
Don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
I would have liked it better if it'd gone to a 6 month raid cycle.
Yeah. I mean, it's the raid cycle that's the big bugaboo, at least as far as
they could have had the 6.
And then and they compounded it with the charged armor.
Yeah, I would have preferred them to put a 6 month raid cycle on and put a hull store at each of them. Like you will put a complete store on one of them so you can get everything.
Yeah, but to think about it, if they go on a 6 month raid cycle and we're stuck with the last raid cycle for 3 more months, there's no way. That's just boring as all get up.
Yeah, but as long as they had like a progression associated with it. But now the progression is too fast.
I mean, do you remember the raids that we used to have like 3 years ago? They weren't like the same. They were the same, but they were different.
Yeah.
And if that could do that, I mean, we don't have to sort of follow. We don't have to do garrison raids for like 6 months or assault raids or whatnot. They could just mix that up.
Yeah, and then the issue that they're going to have with this haul is going to be, I mean, besides some TLC stuff, this is going to be basically for your mega haul. You know, like the
Yeah.
haul, you know, the fleet that you're left up with, and they want you to build 2 of them for it. And that part's a little bit, you know, based on what we saw previously in the last raid cycle. They want you to have, you know, like the icebreaker and the monolith and the sagos. You know, they want you to have, you know, months and months of build time. And that was to
Yeah,
do
but
the FM. Now we're asking people to do it for something that's not really supposed to be part of the game, except for potentially we're going to see TLCs pop up associated with this that require these hauls. And we don't know, you know, that's the mystery, I think.
Skyfire is the icebreaker, and the Phoenix is the mono. And you can do it with either. If you got a full fleet of Skyfires with a flag, you blow through this. And the same with the Phoenixes. If you got a full fleet of them with a flag, you blow through it. And I don't think that you need both of them, but you need one of them. And it just depends whether you want to, you know, drive back and forth, or you want to run through it and pay a little extra to get it done quicker. But I don't think you need both. It'd be nice to have both, but I don't think you will need it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
That's just my
disagree.
opinion.
I disagree. The targets, some of the TLCs, especially the last one that we got the Skyfire from, I needed 2 fleets because just you take a lot of damage on the last 2 targets, so you have like this extra fleet that can do the target well.
It was 4 and 5. I took I needed 2 tanks and the icebreaker fleet to complete it comfortably coin free within the hour. I think that was just their tuning being really, really stupid. Like they forgot that it wasn't the raid anymore and that we don't have half time. But, you know.
Well, it happened in the siege style. I had to use to get the monoliths, the first TLC. I had to use both my fleets of icebreak. No, what was it? What was it called?
Cannoneers and ironclads.
Cannoneers and ironclads. Yeah.
That means you built one of them wrong. At least with that, you could like. All I needed was cannoneers, and maybe one of my ships was dead by the end. But other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, I did it all with the ironclads. I had cannoneers, but I only had one. So I was late off the blocks for that, and I never got it. I didn't get the points to get the cannoneer, and I still haven't got the Harlock's cannoneer. So I did everything.
The standard cannoneer build, and it's basically a really good ironclad build, better than other players. So,
but I'm happy because I can send one ironclad into a dub and totally wreck it, and not even kill the ironclad off.
That's one of the rare things where balance is in our favor.
Yeah, so you always get the uranium. You know, you got to get it up to the orange, but then one ironclad is enough to. If you got I'll put the fleet in there because you do have that little glitch in there sometimes where you can't kill that one turret in the middle, that big scatter gun, and you need a second ship to kill that.
Oh.
But
yeah, remember the target? It was the one that the new 100, or was the 99 that gives you like 300 base parts was the last one, and then the one before that was the one that was really damaged. You had to pinch everything.
Yeah, I never did any of that base part stuff because I haven't got the Harlocks for it.
Oh no, but it's what I'm saying is that TLC to get the monolith had those 2 targets.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that they've been I think what Daniel's saying is they've been forcing you to build both of them historically in order to complete the TLCs, even though a lot of people probably aren't going to feel the need in order to hit mega ships, because these are going to be the new mega ship targets. To get titanium and whatnot. And people are like, that could be a big part of the downward trend and participation, because like, I don't need this for the FM. I need this for the for the mega ships, and I don't give a crap about the mega ships.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're gonna sneak it in there with getting conqueror hulls or certain specials or whatnot associated with the TLCs, and that's the reason why a lot of people feel the completionists especially feel like they need to do both. They need to build them both because there's going to be a reason behind it. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Only time will tell, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, before there was certain targets that the icebreaker could do that were better than the monolith, and the monolith could do better than the icebreaker.
Yes. But
yeah, and also you could use both of them in tandem. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, if you got a wad full of coins, then the icebreakers will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you can use them in tandem, like a synergy between the two of them on a lot of the targets, where you'd use the icebreakers for certain aspects of the target, and then you would use the monoliths for the rest of it.
Just like we use the Zelos. Zelos are great. I mean, I love them. If it wasn't for my two Zelos, I mean, I don't think I would have gotten where I was, what I did get, and the prize that I did get. I hated the monos. I still hate the monos. I don't want to drive my monos. I've got them, but I hate driving them. I prefer to do it with the Zelos and the icebreakers now.
Well, unless anybody's going to talk about their experience with the generalist in this raid, you might want to go to the after show.
No, just a quick question on that. Has anyone said anything about Zelos with missiles? Anyone?
Oh, I've been asking all show, and nobody's.
No one.
Either they don't want to admit to it, or nobody built it.
So, well, has anybody refitted their Zelos at all?
Nope.
I haven't. No.
I mean, I refitted one with tokens. That's it. I'm afraid to try it out.
No, my two Zelos, they're still doing my FM.
Yeah, and you need 5 of them now. So yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, because I'm not sure how much of the show you got toxic, but we sort of ran through like the Phoenix and the Skyfire, and Rumrunner did a yeoman's work with running through different targets with the Skyfire, because a lot of people hadn't seen them.
Poorly driven.
But, yeah, I know. I saw that, and I loved it how it just stopped those drones. It was awesome. The drones just disappeared once the Skyfires got within, just started looking at them. That was great. I loved it. Mm-hmm. They're pesky little things.
So it might work that you could prep out the drones and just come in with the Phoenixes later?
Yeah. Or just have them part of the same fleet. I mean, I don't know.
2 drones, 3 Phoenixes?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have any Skyfires built, so yeah, I don't know how it would work, but it seems like the possibility is there, is all I'm saying.
Speed difference, though. There's a speed difference. You couldn't run them all together.
You'd have to macro them, and that's mostly easy enough to do.
Yeah, but macro, if you run macro, then only one ship is ever highlighted, and if you're in a big hurry to want to stop them, and you click that one ship, and then you realize, oh, the other 3 are still going, and then you gotta click the top the button and then back to the bottom button. They're like, a full ship length further on than the others, and they're getting hit by something.
Yeah,
that's the problem with the macro.
Now that you mentioned the macro, Brian, you were talking about the timing on the macro. What was the number you guys came up with?
20 milliseconds is the one that I downloaded.
Okay, the one that I've got from Mark has it at sleep 30. I'm assuming the 30 is the millisecond part.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't speak Chinese. What did you just say?
It's a measurement of time on how long it pauses between hitting the next digit.
Oh,
And
okay, right.
If it's too far apart, your ships start making a train instead of staying in a group.
And that's because it'll select the ship and then click and then wait that time, then select the ship, then click. So they actually do start moving at different times. Usually it wouldn't be noticeable, but with something this fast, you can see it a little bit. It's not too hard to work around, but it's there.
Okay, yeah, no, I know what you mean now. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about at the beginning of the show. We also talked about the fact that, you know, they've only really programmed 1 through 5 as far as what Kixeye does, as far as allowing us to control. But there's still 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 button. You know, there's different buttons that could be used to control different combinations of ships. If they wanted to do that, I think it would be a great thing. You know, as far as, especially with what they're doing right now, to provide the players different ways to control their fleets, because it's, you know, in Battle Pirates at this point, it's really rudimentary what's going on right now. I mean, because, you know, a lot of, you know, you can, you know, use your mouse and select. In some games, you can use your mouse and select all your ships, or, you know, some portion of your ships. And what's going on right now is, you know, quite rudimentary in my mind.
Well, that's a great idea, Hefe. You should get the kicks for that. Because if they had like an
I'll post it on this forum.
If they had an inbuilt macro,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be if you could switch on and off macros and then select you know, like we got in the settings there. You can select all sorts of things, whether you want the clouds floating around and all that sort of crap. And in the control section, if they had a little thing there where you can, you know, click macro and then select what macro you want.
Yeah, and assign it to, you know, your additional number buttons when you're playing the game.
Yeah, that would be.
Well, even awesome. Beyond that, one of the games I happen to play, I don't usually bring out other games, but one of the concepts, you control multiple squadrons, ranging anywhere from 1 to 9, and you can actually hold your shift key, press as many of the numbers as you want to. It activates just those squadrons, and they sail as a team. They work together as a team. And even something that simple, which may be complicated. I mean, hell, they can't play with the dock because the code is 28 years old or something like that.
But
so,
yeah, I think simple, sort of what we were talking about. I think that's in line with what we're talking about. But yeah, I don't think it would be that complicated.
A simple.
That's what I was talking about with, you know, at least giving the rest of your number buttons, like 6 through 0 or 6 through 9, which are, yeah, the 0 is used for random targeting, but 6 through 9 either have predetermined macros or allow the player, you know, like Toxic was bringing up, giving the player the ability to assign one to those within the game, as opposed to having to go out and using third-party, you know, software in order to incorporate it into the game. I think, you know, it'd be a good idea.
Go ahead, man.
I just want them to give me the click drag box option that they have in their other games. I mean, they have it in War Commander and they have it in Vega. But why don't we have it?
Are they both flash based?
Well, War Commander's flash based.
Okay, alrighty. Yeah, because Vega's Unity, right?
Yeah.
And some games don't have a taking off refit penalty time, and we're the redheaded stepchild and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Hefe, I hate to contradict you. You say, well, it should be a simple solution. It should have been a simple solution to reduce the damn splash on a muddle missile from 30 down to, like, I don't know, 20 or something like that. But no, let's change something else completely and frick the whole game up in one quick and easy shot instead of doing the simple, easy shit.
Well, I don't know.
I'm sorry, Barry, and I've become a bad influence.
I don't know if you're. I don't know if you're contradicting me, because that's what I've said multiple.
Basically,
times.
what happened?
No, you said, oh, it's an easy solution. They just do this. They
No,
never
no.
think of
No,
the
but you're talking about the
solution.
muddleness. You're talking about the muddleness, and that's
I mean, these guys have screwed up. When does the last raid end? We're extending Alpha World by 5 hours. We're starting everyone's timer by 5 hours, and Alpha World gets that time, and nobody else does. Just cut it off 15 minutes.
Yeah, but the Muddlegluts example was something that I said well beforehand, because it was whatever. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just gonna keep giving examples of how they screw up, times and dates, but that's okay.
Yeah. Those countdown timers are tough, though.
Oh man, time is hard. What day is it?
Yeah. Well, you need to count for the Brits, and the Brits always complain that the show starts at 7, which is midnight their time. So, and we got Toxic though. Toxic shows up on the other side. He's showing up in the morning.
And
He's showing up in advance.
You're in the
blood
future,
keeps running
man.
into my head. I'm like doing a headstand to see he's all the right way around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that must be rough.
It is.
Yeah.
Is that
he's a day
headset a
ahead.
metric?
All right. I think we should go to the after show already. Let's just do that.
All right. Well. All right. Let me.
Good night, everyone.
No, you don't get to do that.
No, you have to say something awkward or swear, and then it stops.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk about whatever. Brian's going to talk about the special fried rice he's going to eat all week, or whatnot. And I was communicating with Nines to let him know.
Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, and you shall appear.
Yeah, you gotta say his name 3 times. And except for stop the broadcast at that point.
And there goes the dice, and it's not
Ron
wrong.
has rolled 9-9.